Once upon a time, in a quiet suburban neighborhood, there lived a married couple named Sarah and Mark. They had been married for over a decade and had a teenage son named Ethan. Sarah was an attractive woman in her early 40s, and Mark was a hard-working man who dedicated himself to his family. Sarah had always been involved in her son's education, attending parent-teacher conferences and school events. It was during one of these events that she met Mr. Thompson, Ethan's charming and charismatic history teacher. Over time, their conversations became more personal, and they found themselves drawn to one another. As their connection deepened, Sarah and Mr. Thompson began meeting in secret. They met at a local cafe during school hours, or found excuses to be alone during school functions. The thrill of their forbidden romance intensified as they danced on the edge of danger. However, unbeknownst to Sarah and Mr. Thompson, Mark began to suspect that something was amiss. He noticed the lingering glances and secretive phone calls. Though he loved his wife deeply, the suspicion gnawed at him until he could no longer ignore it. One evening, consumed by anger and jealousy, Mark decided to take matters into his own hands. He followed Mr. Thompson home, determined to confront him about the affair. Under the cover of darkness, Mark broke into the teacher's house, leaving behind a trail of destruction as he vented his frustration and rage. The next day, Sarah and Mr. Thompson were shocked when they discovered the havoc that had been wreaked upon his home. Their secret relationship had taken a dangerous turn, and they realized they needed to be more cautious. Sarah, gasping, "Oh my God, what happened here? Mark must have found out." Mr. Thompson, looking around in disbelief, This is unbelievable. I never thought it would come to this. We have to be even more careful now." Feeling guilty and frightened, Sarah and Mr. Thompson agreed to meet at a well-known steakhouse, a place where they hoped they could blend in with the crowd. They chose a dimly lit corner table, thinking they would remain unnoticed. However, fate had other plans. Just as they were about to take a bite of their meals, Mark burst through the doors of the steakhouse. His eyes blazed with fury and betrayal as he made his way toward their table. The commotion drew the attention of other diners, and soon everyone in the restaurant was staring. Mark, yelling, "How could you, Sarah? How could you do this to our family? And you, Mr. Thompson, I trusted you with my son." Sarah, teary-eyed, trembling, "Mark, please, let's talk about this somewhere else. Not here." Mr. Thompson, trying to remain composed, "Mark, I understand your anger, but causing a scene won't solve anything. Please, let's find a way to resolve this calmly." In a fit of anger and despair, Mark confronted Sarah and Mr. Thompson, exposing their secret affair to the world. The humiliation and shame overwhelmed Sarah as tears streamed down her face. The restaurant staff quickly intervened, attempting to defuse the tense situation. But it was too late. After that fateful night, Sarah and Mark's marriage was irreparably damaged. The trust they had once shared was shattered beyond repair. They decided to seek a divorce, tearing their family apart. Ethan, caught in the middle of their tumultuous relationship, experienced heartbreak and confusion. He struggled to come to terms with the disintegration of his parents' marriage, mourning the loss of the stable home he had known. In the end, Sarah, Mark, and Ethan had to learn to rebuild their lives separately. The affair had left scars that would take time to heal, and they each faced the difficult task of finding their own paths toward forgiveness and redemption. It was a painful lesson for all involved, a stark reminder of the consequences that can arise from secrets and betrayal. Like, share, and subscribe for part 2 of this chilling story. Thanks for listening.